Hello, dear community. Welcome to the channel. I'm Bree. For those of you who like and watch my channels, I'd really appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button, and that would support the channel to continue and grow. Thank you. I was earlier talking about my first experience moving an object, that moment when it first moved. I was giving an account of that. And then I was talking about how when information gets sent, for example, I want object to move, it doesn't always get received in the same moment. If I am practicing and intending for it to move, it doesn't move. I go away, later I come back and it's moved while I wasn't there. So the information has been received at a later time. Now I want to talk about how information is when you change the information of an object. You may have seen my video where I magnetized this knife, not just a knife, it's this particular knife and this particular nail clippers. And some of the screws, I think the screws and needles and Allen key, the bits of metal, I magnetized them mentally. So I apply the information. They're just normal metal. They were normal metal, but I influenced them. I changed them. I gave them the information that they were magnetic, and they received the information and started behaving magnetically. When I have success with these experiments, with this training, I put aside the object, because this is groundbreaking. This is a whole different part of quantum physics that we're still learning about. You know, if you're like me, a fellow scientist just studying the world through observation and your Qigong experiments, you'll see there's the more we discover, the less we know, or the more we discover, the more doors open to more questions. And, you know, you put these ones aside. So I'm not going to magnetize this and give the information that they're magnetic. It's already been done. And the information's already stuck. Look, I'm not in a special state. I'm not training. You see here, this is the same knife and the same nail clippers. Now, that was, I don't know how long ago, months ago that I did that. And I put these aside and they're still behaving magnetically. Look, I'm not in a I'm not in a special state. The information's been given to behave magnetically. And they are. Okay. So it's really fascinating. Um, you know, if you give me some other screws and things, they're not going to behave magnetically for me because I haven't gone into the oneness state. I haven't applied the information from that oneness state where the information is merging. But here with these ones that I've put aside, I've done that. The video shows my results. I was so, you know, wow, this is lovely. It takes effect because we're discovering reality. We're discovering different rules of reality. And I follow the teachings of Grandmaster Peng, the Grandmaster of Zhineng Qigong. That's how I have success in these experiments, because I follow his procedures, his wisdom of how the universe works and our part in it and what we're capable of. But even with a bit of a map, as I said, you discover something and it just opens more doors of the more unknown. So I just wanted to share this information that we send and we receive. From my perspective, everything is information. All is a one energy, one chi, one energy. Originally, if you go back deep into the original essence, and things are different from each other because they have different information and they change and become even different as they seem from the information we're giving. This was standard metal, not magnetized. I applied the information that it was magnetic. It behaved magnetically. I put these things aside and they're still behaving magnetically months after. And the morning after I had this great experience with the screws magnetizing from the practice, from the night before practice, like I said, the information was on the metal from a lot of intense practice the night before with my colleague. Next morning, they're behaving extremely magnetic. And that's just from playing around with them. Now it could even be this one and this. I thought the Allen key was thicker. Maybe I had to use it. So I stole it from my stash and used it to open something. But I took an Allen key and the screw that I was using in that morning playing around with. I knocked on my neighbor's door and asked her to test it. Is this magnetic? And she just said yes. It was behaving magnetically. So the information is actually staying with these objects. So I suggest if you're using certain objects for your experiments, keep them separate from your other household goods in a separate little area where other little hands won't come and play with them. And just maybe keep them in a box or in a bowl or something, and have them as they're your practice ones. If you are working with magnetizing objects, once you've succeeded in magnetizing them, keep them aside. Obviously, you're not going to keep using ones that you've already magnetized, and check them like I did. Check them a week later. Are they still magnetic? They are. Forget about them for a year, like I did, and check. Are they still magnetic? Yeah, they're behaving magnetically. So we're scientists. I wish you all the best in your discoveries, in your exploration, in this fascinating realm that we are so privileged to exist in. And the thing that is so wonderful is that if you are at this level of practice, you probably have the sense that your eternity, you're not just here as a personality having this experience, you're going to die and that's it. Your eternity. So these discoveries that we're making and these skills that we're developing, they're the ones that we may take with us. If we're accumulating these skills and these insights, much better than accumulating a wardrobe full of pretty shoes, I think it's worth accumulating. All the best. I wish you success and enjoyment, fulfilling fun in discovering yourself, discovering reality. Haula.